Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile reading and we're also going to include charms in the oracle spheres here in a little bit. And the reading today is going to be on what direction should I take. And so we have 4 different piles to choose from here. Pile 1 is fire, pile 2 is air, pile 3 is water, and pile 4 is earth. Now those aren't any particular order or anything like that. It was just the way I felt like it should be laid out. So then basically we're going to give you a moment or so here in a few minutes to reflect on the piles, and whichever one is drawing you in the most with your gut instinct, you should go to that pile and watch it. It is possible to be drawn to more than one pile, and if you are, it's okay to watch more than one pile because there may be messages in those for you. Sometimes that does happen. Sometimes there are messages in more than one pile for some people. And so basically that's how you do. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across this, there should be messages available for you in the reading. Okay guys, and right before we give you a chance to meditate on the piles, I just wanted to remind you all to subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, when the time comes, please give it a thumbs up. Leave comments in the comment section. And if you get a chance, share this with your friends and family on all the different social medias if you would like. All of those things help the channel a lot. It helps us grow and we greatly appreciate it. And for all of you that have already subscribed and left comments and done all these things, I just wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate you. And it's just so wonderful having you here with me every week. And I can't express how much it means to me. Okay, guys, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on the piles, and we will see you at your reading. Oh, and there are timestamps in the description so that you can go directly to yours. Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the pile for fire, and we're going to see what direction you should take, and hopefully there'll be some good messages here for you, some ideas for you. Okay, we have the number 8 coffin. That's an interesting card because it deals so much. It's kind of like the death card in a lot of ways. But it deals so much with change and lots of things happening here. So let's see what we've got going. We got the 4 of Wands. We got the 3 of Pentacles. The Tower card. Oh, that 3's kind of bent up there. I see another change card. The 10 of Cups. The Hierophant. Put these cards where they can be seen just a little bit better. The light doesn't hit them real well. They're hard to see. The 8 of Wands. The Justice card. The 6 of Cups. The High Priestess. The 10 of Wands. Okay. And the 9 of Swords. Wow, okay. I really feel like, well, let me just go through here and let me just think a second. I want to talk about the coffin card just a little bit before we go on to anything else. The coffin card has some different meanings involved with it. Obviously it can mean loss. It can mean disease or endings of things. Big problems or severe illnesses, that kind of thing. But it could, a lot of times, I think the card means more than anything else. More than anything else, I think a lot of times it just means that you have had a lot of issues. You might have had suffered some losses and some issues, maybe some disease or maybe some health problems. But I think you've just had some things happen that have been really hard, and that is kind of shown with some of these other cards as well. Because we do have the Ten of Wands, which is kind of a burden or being overburdened or having to carry a lot of weight on your shoulders. And we also have the Tower card, which shows a lot of upheavals and change. So I kind of think that you guys have been going through a lot of problems, a lot of losses, a lot of upheaval, a lot of change going on in your life. You guys may have lost a job. You may have actually lost a loved one, or your home. Just a lot of things happening here. And actually, that's happened with a lot of the spreads lately. As I have run across that, where at least one of the spreads deal with the people who watch that spread having to deal with a lot of these kind of losses and that kind of thing. And first of all, I just want to say how sorry I am that you've had to deal with that, because I know how hard that is, and I just can't express, how much, I get that. And what I see more than anything else is because of what you've had to go through and because of what has been going on here, you guys have been dwelling on a lot of that. Okay? You've been dwelling on the issues that you've had to deal with. That's what the Nine of Swords is kind of representing here. You're probably not sleeping very well. You're worried about what's going to happen next. You're, like I said, you're dwelling on a lot of those things that have happened to you over the last, bit of time here. And that is kind of making you kind of stuck. Okay, you're feeling overburdened, the Ten of Wands energy. You're feeling like you cannot, go any farther, basically. You're kind of stuck in it. But what these cards show me more than anything else is you guys have, wow, what it takes to get past this. First of all, I can see that you guys kind of want to get back to a prior energy, kind of more of an innocence of childhood, more of a, where, just being able to be out picking flowers is kind of all you had to worry about and kind of all you had to do. And I get that. And honestly, I do feel like you can kind of feel this joyousness again. I do feel like that is kind of in the offing here. And the reason why I think that is because you guys have so much power at your disposal with the Hierophant and the High Priestess and the Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands and all. You guys have so much potential here to be able to take up these burdens that you have had and be able to go forward with them. Now, I do feel like it's really important to reach out to your community, and especially maybe a religious community. Like if you guys are religious at all and have any kind of support in your spiritual community, whatever that happens to be. Excuse me, it could be church, it could be, if you're a witch, it could be a coven, it could be, any kind of spiritual community. If you guys have that, if that's something that you guys go with, I think that reaching out to them is really important right now. But if you don't have that, I do think that maybe reaching out to your family could be really, really important. And that's kind of shown with the Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. Now, if you're not close to your family for some reason, so I'm kind of giving you guys some options here. You guys can have your family that you create yourselves, basically, which is your close friends or your community online, or, you know, any other community that you have, any group of people that you turn to for advice, or that you give out advice to, or that you know, regularly communicate with on a basis, you know, regular basis. That's who you guys should be reaching out to. And the reason why I'm giving you so many options is because I feel like some of you guys would be like, well, I'm not very religious, or some of you guys would be like, well, I don't, you know, really talk to my family, or, you know, that kind of thing. So I feel like some of you guys would be, you know, kind of hesitating here to reach out to other people. But I really feel like there needs to be a group there somewhere that you guys are close to, that you can reach out to and talk to about this and work with on this, because I really, really feel like that's important to you right now. All the cards are kind of showing that. And like I said, I do see kind of religious community in here some as well. And I think that's strong for a lot of you, but it may not be for a few of you. And that's why the other caveats came in. But also what's shown with these cards like the High Priestess and the Hierophant and all that, and even, you know, the Wands cards, is I feel like you guys have a lot of creative energy within you. You guys have a lot of creative knowledge. It's interesting how this particular High Priestess is holding a laptop in her lap, which, you know, that's kind of not a real traditional look for the High Priestess, but it's showing the knowledge that you guys have, but also the creativity. When I see people sitting down on a laptop and writing, you know, typing things out and getting stuff out, I kind of see a creativeness in there. So I think for some of you guys, or for actually a good portion of you guys, that writing or, you know, blogging, journaling, putting your thoughts and ideas down is going to be really important for you guys to go in this direction. It's interesting how you guys chose fire, and you have several Wands cards, because that's the fire energy. And I feel like you guys have a lot of pent-up anger within you, and you guys have a lot of passions and desires and other things, and you just feel like it's just all bubbling up inside of you. And I think writing is a good outlet for that. I think it's a good outlet to get all that out. You know, write down just whatever you feel like is important for you to write. Write down, you know, if you have a story and you write a story. If you just want to write down your experiences, write down your experiences. If you want to help give advice to other people through writing, like online or something, do that. Whatever appeals to you with writing, I think is kind of where you guys need to go to help you get that new direction in life. We do have the wonderful Ten of Cups cards here, and that just kind of shows the wonderful supreme happiness and the family that can be offered to you here, and that you can definitely work towards, because I do feel like right now you're kind of in the stuck energy. You're in, you know, the dwelling on the losses and other part energy still a little bit, and that's normal. That does happen when we do go through a lot of upheaval in our lives and whatever. Sometimes it's easy to not really move past that for a while. That does happen, but it's time to move forward from that now. It's time to go on to the next step. And if you're making steps towards that, that's awesome. It means you're going in the right direction. It means you're doing the right thing. But also with the Wands cards, not just the fiery energy, but we were mentioning earlier about the creativity involved. I think some of you guys have a lot of creativity. It comes from spirit. You guys have a lot of communication with spirit right now. You guys have, spirit's been communicating to you guys for a while. It's been sending you signs, messages, maybe other messages and other pickle piles or something, but spirit's been sending you guys some messages, and you've been communicating with spirit rather highly. You guys have that intuitive sense, that that connection right now, and maybe that's where I was getting that connection with a church or a community, a religious community, because it's just basically connecting with spirit. So if you guys, the religious thing just didn't hit you guys or whatever, that's understandable for some of you guys. But know that you still have that spiritual connection with spirit, and tap into that more. Okay, that will help you get through this hump and this hurdle. That's the direction you guys should go in, is working with spirit in some way, shape, or form, either through your religious community, through prayer, through meditation, through communicating in other means like writing down your thoughts and, do automatic writing, or, any of those things that appeal to you, anything that strikes you in your head of, oh, hey, yeah, I can do that, or that sounds good to me, or that feels good. Any of those things would be good for you to do. Let's go on to the charms. Let's see if we have any other messages that might help us here. Y'all could also be thinking of your Oracle Sphere question. Basically, you think of a yes or no type of question, kind of a closed answer sort of question. And you'll be thinking about that, and here in a minute we will get that answer for you guys. Okay, so we're going to pick out some charms here. Okay, we got some letters here. We have an FARB. That's interesting. Those exact letters came out in another reading last week. And what I saw when I saw it was far. But then we also have farb, which, is not really a word. It's interesting. We also have bar, too. But that's interesting that those exact letters came out last week. Sometimes when I saw the far last week, it kind of made me think of you thinking it was too far to go or whatever, but it's not too far, okay? Whatever it is that you're thinking of that's too far or out of your reach, it's not, okay? Just know that. And we have lots of other things here that kind of show that too. All right, we have believe. And that's important. Like I said, things aren't too far. So believe in yourself. Believe you can get it past this. Believe you can go forward. Believe you can. If it's a creative energy that you guys have, like I felt with quite a few of you, believe you can do it. Believe you can be creative. Believe in that. These two messages together came out. I think this is really awesome. Find joy in the journey. And every journey starts with one step. Those are so perfect together. I love the find the joy in the journey, because sometimes we dwell on the past or we dwell on the future, and we don't live in the moment. We don't live in the now. We don't appreciate the things that are happening right now. Or we don't appreciate what it takes to get to where we want to go. And that's the fun of life. That's the fun of going through and enjoying every step of the way. The new things that come up that you didn't expect every week, or the wow, I came up with this idea and I didn't expect to do that, or wow, because I've thought of this, I met that person and that's a new experience, and if this hadn't happened, that wouldn't have happened, and all those things are so wonderful to experience and to enjoy. Because if you have a goal in mind, or you have a place that you would like to go, that's wonderful. But if we're only thinking about the goal and not about what's happening to get us there, our life kind of passes us by, and we don't really enjoy all of the wonderful things that we can. So I think that's kind of important. And also, every journey starts with one step. I think you guys have been hesitant to take this step forward in whatever it is that is going on here. So just start with that one step. Start that journey. Take one step, then take the next step, and then take the next step. And as you're doing that, enjoy it. And enjoy each step as you take it. Enjoy what it feels like to be going forward and moving forward in your life. We also have warrior, which I just kind of see as with this fire energy that's permeating your guys' reading here. I really feel like you guys need to be kind of passionate and use your fiery spirit towards whatever goal this is, or whatever If you guys have a goal or something you've been thinking about doing or going forward, that's important, and be a warrior in that, because, you know, and believe too, because then that'll help you go forward. We also have kind of the Scorpion energy here too, which is interesting because it's a Cups energy, but whenever I think of Scorpions, I always think of stingy tails and fire. So we got that. We do have a shooting star and the starfish and the moon. So once again, I just feel like you guys have lots of intuitive energy. It's time to work towards your wishes and your dreams. It's time to do that. I had a reading last week, and usually I don't recommend people go back and watch a specific video, but in this case, I'm going to do that for you guys. And I don't know which particular pile had some of the same messages or anything like that, and I'm not even sure you should watch that particular one, but last week was what will make your wishes and dreams come true. And for some reason, I feel like you guys have a lot of wishes and dreams right now running through your head. And that if you have not seen that video, maybe you should go do that, so that maybe you can pick a pile there, and maybe you can get some more specific answers for you based on what pile you pick. But I don't know why that came up, but it did. So I'm going to throw it out there for those of you that feel like you should do that. Nobody has to, of course, and you know, if it doesn't resonate with you, don't do it. But that just kind of came there, so I feel like I need to say it. Also, no, this is an important message as well. What's for you will not pass you by. So don't feel like, well, you know, I'm never going to achieve this because, you know, I'm not going to know, I've wasted too much time, or I've not done this properly, or I'm not going to know the right things to do, or I don't have enough talent, or I don't do this, or whatever. Whatever negative thoughts are running through your head of how you cannot achieve whatever it is that you're thinking of, just know that if you're meant to do this, if you're meant to have this, if you're meant to, you know, have this as part of your life's journey, it will arrive. Sometimes this has to do with money for some people. Some people are like, well, you know, I want to be rich, or I want to have enough money to have a really good house, or I want this or that, or whatever. But I'm never going to get that. You know, it's just not going to happen. Well, just know that if you're meant to have it, it will happen. But you do need to believe, and you do need to move forward with that. We also have the Mermaid, which is a transformation energy, which the Tower card and all that. You guys have been going through a lot of transformation recently, and this is for a select few of you. But earlier when we were talking about the connection with Spirit, I think some of you guys have been going through a transformation where maybe you did not have that connection with Spirit before, and you're getting closer and closer to that, or that's been getting stronger and stronger and stronger, to where you can actually maybe have an intuitive spirit and be able to forecast things for yourself, or know that things are right or wrong based on your intuition and other things, because that's a transformation you kind of been going with. Maybe some of you guys are even psychic, or have some other abilities like that have been kind of blossoming and growing, and you've been going through this transformation on that. So that is for some of you guys to know that you've been going through that. And those of you that have not been going through that type of transformation, your life has definitely been transforming, and has definitely been changing who you are and what you're about, what you've been thinking, and how you've been going on. You've been going through a transformation. You've been growing, actually, and in a good way. I know it may not feel that way to some of you guys. I know you're like, oh, I don't feel very good, and that may be, but you guys have been going through that. And also work with that transformation. Go with that transformation, because that's what you guys need to do. Okay, so we do have 4 stands here. And basically, we're going to do our oracle spheres. And what you do is you think of a question that has a yes or no type of answer involved with it. And then you pick a stand that you would like your answer to appear on. We have 1 which is green, 2 purple, 3 gray, 4 bronze. And you pick whichever stand you would like to have your question answer to appear on, and we will get your answers. So number 1, green, is not likely. Number 2 is a no, purple. Number 3 is a not sure. Now, whenever that comes up, I always feel like maybe there's some circumstances that still need to play out before an answer can be given, or the question was not clear, and it might be useful to ask the question another way to be able to get the answer. So it could be either of those things. And then number 4, bronze, is probable. All right, so there's our answers. We have green, not likely, purple, no, gray, not sure, and bronze, probable. Okay, that is our stuff we have for today. Remember to hit the thumbs up button and put comments in the comment section. Those are all very important to me. Share this video. Put it out there everywhere you can think of, because that's very useful. If you'd like to donate to the channel for any reason, there is a link in the description to PayPal that you can do that with, and those are greatly appreciated as well. Okay, guys, that's all I have for Pile 1 today, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your pile, those of you that chose air as your direction. And let's see what kind of energies we got going today. We have the number 35, anchor. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, the Ace of Swords. Wow, lots of swords and cups going on here. The Magician, the Everything is Fine, which is also the 10 of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Okay, lots of cups and swords energies. All right, let's think about the anchor card for just a second here. It's funny. Anchor in Lenormand generally means a stability and kind of, like if you put something down in an anchor, it's not going to move anywhere. It's going to be stable. It's going to go on. It's secure. That kind of energy. And that's generally what it means. But it's also kind of funny because sometimes when I see an anchor, I almost think of being weighted down. Like you can't move somewhere and you're stuck. But in this case, I think the stability might be a good answer here, because it's interesting how we have a lot of 2 energies, first of all, or kind of that balanced energies. We've got the 8 of Cups, which is very balanced. You notice how the cups are very balanced here. Plus the 8 is a good balanced number. We have the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Swords. Those are very balanced type of cards, just in of themselves, just with the numbers involved and everything else. And then the anchor is another kind of stable type of thing. So I feel like you guys need to work towards that stability. Okay? I know that might not make a lot of sense. Hopefully it does. Hopefully some of you guys are getting some good messages here. But I love this card. This particular deck has 2 cards for the 10 of Swords. And I do have both of them in the deck. But it's interesting how this one tends to show up more than the other one. Because a lot of times when I see 10 of Swords, this is how I interpret the 10 of Swords, which is kind of interesting. The universe kind of works that way. But a lot of times when the 10 of Swords comes up, it's because we have this energy of just have been kind of knocked down over and over and over again until we're kind of down. for the count. But the Ten of Swords energy also has to do with basically a tens or completion and coming to the end of that journey, that difficult journey, that, you know, everything that you have to go through with all the other swords cards. And so because of that, this particular one, you know, she's not bleeding out of these wounds. She has her cell phone in her hand, so she's able to call for help. There is a way out of this situation. There's a way to go through, and, you know, and it says everything is fine. And so what I'm kind of seeing here with you guys is things are okay for you right now. You I really see that the direction you guys need to go in, okay, and this may not be for everybody, so stick around because there may be some other messages coming through here in a minute, because I just got that this may not be for everybody. But what I got here was, I am thinking that with the anchor, with these other stable energies, is you guys actually are kind of going on the right way already. Okay, you guys are on your way to emotional happiness. You have the Ace of Swords, which, you know, you might be just starting out on this journey, but also aces can cut through any kind of bullcrap and problems and other things. We do have the Two of Swords, which does show that there might be a decision or you're not sure which path to take. But when I see the Two of Swords, a lot of times I also see kind of the ancient wisdom that we have in ourselves. Like if we just take time to search inside ourselves, we'll know which way to go. So that's what I see a lot of times with the Two of Swords. We also have the Queen of Swords, which is on top of the game. You know, she's on top of everything. She's very objective. She's independent. Because she is the top of the Swords energy, and Swords deals with our intellect and our ideas and our knowledge and our power and other things that involve here. Since we have the Queen, you know, she has all of that. Okay, she knows all of this stuff already. She's got that information. She can give constructive criticism because she's lived all of those things. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that you guys have, because we also have the Nine of Pentacles and the Magician. So I think that a lot of you guys have kind of just this innate knowledge of things already. You guys already, you're a very practical, down to earth, stable type of personality. I see that for a lot of you guys. You guys work hard, you know, doing what you need to do. You care about your family and other relationships. You might even have a stable relationship going on. So I really feel like for a lot of you guys, you're already doing and going where you want to go. Now, since I know that that message is not resonating with some of you guys, we're going to see what other messages are going to come through here so that you guys can get your answers to things too. But I really think that this is an affirmation for a lot of you guys that just keep doing what you're doing. Use your intuition. You guys do have some powerful intuition going on here. And some manifestation abilities as well. So you guys can manifest the things that you want. So if you pick the pile because you weren't sure how to get what you wanted, you weren't sure where to go. I feel like some of you guys want a really good, stable relationship. Some of you guys just want emotional happiness. You know, that's kind of where the Cups energy is coming from. You guys may have had to deal with some rocky relationships in the past, or some deceit, or some other issues like that. And I kind of get the feeling that you guys kind of want that stability again. Or you'd like to have that stability because you haven't had it. And if that's the case, if that, if the feeling like you're, going the right way is not feeling right for you, then what my advice is based on this is, first of all, you guys have the power to manifest what you want in life. Okay, you guys have that power to do so. And with the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles, you guys have that intuition, that knowledge, that innate knowledge, that feeling from the universe of how things should go. You're kind of an emotional group, not in a bad way, not to where you fall apart, in situations or anything like that, but just that you feel a lot of things. You have a lot that you feel. But that's a good thing, okay? Take those feelings and use them to move yourself forward, move yourself in the direction that you want to go. Use those feelings that you guys have, because first of all, those feelings are important. They're a good reason why you have them. And second of all, it's your tapping into the universe that's helping you know which way to go. And that's where, what I saw with the Two of Swords. So if you don't know that you're going on the right path, if that didn't feel right for you, know that you have the knowledge within you to go on the right path. You just have to tap into it. It's there. It exists for you. Okay? And I think getting balance and stability back into your life, if it's been out of balance, is also the way forward, because that will help you get the messages that you need to get, that you can pull in through your intuition. Okay, so basically, you guys have the answers already within you. You guys know which way you can go. It's already there. You just kind of need to kind of get a little stability back. And I really feel like meditation is going to be extremely important for you guys. You guys need to tap into that inner knowledge that you guys have. You need to tap into what's already inside of you, what's already there. The knowledge is already there. You just have to pull it out. You have to bring it to the surface. You have to get it, right now it's kind of buried in your subconscious, and you have to lift it forward and bring it out. And meditation is a really good way to do that. And honestly, guys, I understand meditation might be really hard for you guys. The Swords energy does represent Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And a lot of times, those people, if you have those heavily in your chart, like a lot of planets in those particular signs or other things like that, you guys might be the type of people that have ideas bouncing around all over the place, and it's hard to settle down enough to meditate. It's really difficult, and I get it because I'm one of those people. It's really hard to do that, and I know how hard that is. But if you can sit down even just for a few minutes, and then maybe a few minutes longer, but just kind of sit down in a quiet place and stare at one point on the wall and just concentrate on that one point. And anytime something pops into your head, focus on the wall. Kind of just get yourself back into that. Train yourself to do that, because eventually when thoughts pop into your head, they won't just be thoughts of, oh, what am I going to have for dinner, or how am I going to pick up the kids, what am I going to do here, there. Instead, those thoughts popping into your head, because that's usually what pops into your head, is those kind of daily task kind of things, or daily worries or other things. That's usually what pops into your head at first when you try to start meditating. What will eventually happen is new, fresh ideas will come to you. That's also what the Swords card represents, is pulling in new ideas and getting new ideas, almost pulling them out of thin air kind of thing. And that's what the meditation is kind of going to help you do. It's going to help you pull those ideas. And so eventually when something pops into your head, once you do this meditation routine and you kind of just keep doing this, is ideas will kind of come out of nowhere. It won't be just, things that you have to do or things that you're worried about, or those kind of things won't pop into your head, but actually solutions or a path forward will pop into your head. Eventually that's what will happen when you can do that, because you'll be tapping into that inner knowledge and it will finally bubble up to the surface. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful there. Hopefully that was some good messages there. Okay, guys, we're going to get to our charms here. We're going to pull out some charms. We're also going to do our Oracle Sphere question. So be thinking of a yes or no type of question so that you can get an answer to that. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and pull out some charms here. See if we have any other further messages or anything to reinforce what we already have, because a lot of times that's what the charms do, is reinforce the messages we already have. But every once in a while I get something new on them too. So, all right. Oop, letter wanted to come. Okay, we do have a couple of letters. We have a J and an L. So those might be initials, or they might mean something specifically to you. We also have a number 6, which is another stable number, by the way. And let's see what else we've got here. Let's turn these over. And a 6 of diamonds. So once again, another stable energy. That's interesting. 6 of diamonds is basically the Pentacle card. And 6s are another very stable energy because they're kind of even number, and they're also like with 6s of Pentacles, you have enough money that you can give out to other people, and riches you have to overflow to other people. So it means you're stable. It's interesting how we had the money bags with that too, because I kind of see money stability kind of coming forward here for you guys if you kind of do some of the things we were talking about. I see some good money stability coming with the 6 there in the money bags. We also have the sheep. Now, it's interesting with the sheep because you can think lots of different things with the sheep. But in this particular reading, what I'm thinking of, when I was thinking of meditation earlier, I was literally thinking of when we're getting ready to go to sleep. Sometimes at night, and how it's hard to calm our brains, and then they recommend counting sheep, because if you're focusing just on the sheep, you'll be able to go to sleep. Okay, and so I think that this kind of goes along with the meditation thing, is that focus on one thing, like that point on the wall, or if you close your eyes, you focus on the darkness behind your eyes. Focus on that one thing, and by being able to do that, that will help the other things bubble forward. It's hard to meditate right before you're going to go to sleep because you fall asleep. So a lot of times the meditation doesn't happen. But sometimes that's also not a bad thing. So for some of you guys, if that's like one of the very few times a day that you can actually just finally be to yourself, if that's the case, then meditating right before you go to sleep might be not a bad thing, because maybe ideas will come to you in your dreams. Did you ever hear about sometimes some of the most important ideas will come to us when we're sleeping, because our subconscious has a chance to work things through, and then when we wake up, we have an answer. There's some important things throughout history that happen because somebody dreamt it in a dream, or because it came to them in a dream. There's an old movie now. It's been around for quite a while, but it's called Lorenzo's Oil, and it's about basically a mother and father trying to help their son who has a myelin issue with his brain, and he's slowly deteriorating, and they're trying to figure out what's causing it and what the problem is and how to fix it. And there's a scene where the father falls asleep over his research and what he's been doing, and then all of a sudden kind of the answer kind of came to him a little bit, and that happens. Okay, so meditating right before you go to sleep might be a good thing. Like I said, I wouldn't normally recommend that, but that might be something that might be useful to you. Also, we have the word believe, which is very, very important. You guys have to believe that you have the answers within you, because I think a lot of you guys are like, yeah, right, sure I do. And you didn't really believe that you did. And I want you guys to definitely believe in it. We have the cross here, which once again shows our connection with spirit, our, what you have available to you as far as that goes. You guys have this connection. It's already there. You have it. Okay, so I want you guys to know that. We also have, I like how we have the little colored llama here. When he shows up, because he's so kind of frivolous looking. He's purple and he's, you know, kind of goofy looking and kind of cartoonish. I almost think of, you know, the kind of color cheap too, is that I think that you guys need to, it kind of goes along with the believe. You guys need to believe in the impossible or the unlikely or, you know, what doesn't normally come about because, you know, we don't have purple llamas running around. And so I kind of see those two together. Also, with the parrot, and we also have the cloud rainbow here, parrots sometimes have very colorful plumes and feathers and other things, and so I see rainbows sometimes when I see parrots. And so with those two together, that's what I kind of saw together, was this whole rainbow kind of thing. And rainbows to me represent the impossible coming to life, the improbable coming to life. They also represent our connection with spirit and you know, the light, you know, reflecting. And so, you know, we have that scientific thing going on there too, but it's so magical. Rainbows are so magical. And so that's where the believing comes in. You guys need to believe in magical things happening in your life, because I think you guys don't believe that, but you have the Magician card. You have that manifestation energy. I mentioned it earlier. You just have to believe in it. Okay. And then we also have the Bulldog. So, and with Bulldogs and believe, together, I just see that, you know, the Bulldogs don't let go. They doggedly work forward. Don't give up. Don't stop believing. You don't give up, and that's where the Bulldog comes in, okay? Because I think that is a message. Maybe you guys have been kind of working kind of hard, and you just feel like, yeah, I've been stabbed 50 million times. I'm laying here. I'm down for the count. I'm done. But everything is fine. You see that? And just know that, okay, you've been stabbed, you've been down, you've been pushed down, things are hard, but don't give up. Keep trying, keep working on it, okay? Because it will happen. You guys have it within you, okay? I'm going to be your cheerleader on this today. Okay, we're going to do our Oracle Spheres here, and we have 4 different stands to choose from. We have 1 gray, 2 bronze, 3 green, and 4 purple. So when you think of your yes/no type of question, think of what stand you would like your answer to appear on, and then we will get our answers. All right, number 1, gray here. All righty, is a no. Number 2, bronze. Ooh, I don't want to run away here. We got a not sure. Whenever that shows up, that just means that there might be other things that need to play out first before the answer can be known, because it depends on what's going to happen with this, that, or the other thing. Or it might mean that the question is not very clear and you might just need to rephrase it in a different way to get a different answer. We have a not now, and that just means that maybe the time isn't right at the moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean a absolute positively no. Might mean yes in the future. And then number 4, purple, is a yes. Okay, so we have gray no, bronze not sure, green not now, and purple yes. All right, guys, that's what we have for you today. I hope you had some messages that were helpful to you today. Please give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family across all the social medias, leave me comments in the comments section. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there is a link in the description to PayPal that you can do that with. And all of those things are incredibly useful to the channel, and I appreciate them greatly, and thank you so much. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of other timeless tarot readings. We have videos on how to read tarot cards. We have videos on the different flip-throughs of the different decks, so you can see what they look like, what all the different cards look like. So all that might be useful to you, and I appreciate you guys checking those out as well. We look forward to seeing you in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose water as your directional element here, we got, let's see what kind of messages we have. We have number 25, ring. And then we've got the 3 of Cups. Oh, that's interesting. The Seven of Swords. Interesting. The Empress. The High Priestess. Wow. Lots of intuitive energies this time. Huh. We have the Ace of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, now this is interesting. I did not pick out any Witch's Tarot for this deck for some reason. I must have forgotten. So I'm going to pull a few more cards to go with this. I don't know why I didn't get any for this pile, but we're going to choose a couple on screen here because I don't want you all to feel cheated that you didn't get cards. All right, we've got the Ten of Wands and the Shadow side. Yeah, let's get one more here. And then the King of Wands. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Give me just 1 second here. I want to look at the number 25 ring here. I think a lot of you guys, based on some of the other cards I kind of saw as they came up, the ring card deals a lot with commitment and responsibility. Could mean marriage, of course, because you get rings with marriage. Deep sense of love, that kind of thing. But I feel like some of you guys feel like you've been mistreated in the relationship department. You may have been cheated on with the Seven of Swords here and the Ten of Swords. You may have been stabbed in the back. You may have been, we've got the shadow side here, which, deals a lot with those kind of fears and energies as well. I think that you guys have, especially in the relationship department, okay, I feel like you all have felt betrayed. You have felt, like I said, stabbed in the back. You have felt cheated on, maybe literally were cheated on. And so you're not kind of trusting relationships at the moment. I kind of feel, that's kind of been what's going on here. But the good news is, there is good news. There is good news. You guys have the ability to move forward now, though. Okay? I think right now you guys aren't seeing the possibilities being offered. We have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups. The Ace of Cups is, new love, new relationships, new beginnings. We have the Four of Cups in which, you're staring at, these empty cups here, but there's one being offered and you don't have it. You kind of got your arms crossed. You're like, nah, everything's bad. Everything's bad. But I feel like if you open yourselves up to the possibilities that are being offered to you, if you don't dwell on, I've been knocked down and I don't want to get back up again. If you don't dwell on that energy, I think you guys have an opportunity here to have some wonderful relationship feelings. Because rings can mean very stable relationships, very long-lasting relationships, and that kind of thing. So even though I feel like you guys may have felt betrayed in relationships in the past, or like, things didn't go so well, I do feel like if you open yourselves up to opportunities that are being availed of you, and don't turn your back, don't walk away, open yourself up to the possibility that there is other offerings for you. Open yourself up to that. then I think that your passions and other things can come forward here, okay? The Ten of Wands is kind of a completion card. Tens are kind of completions. And so, and the Ten of Wands often shows a burden or, uh, that you're kind of going through. But in this case, I mean, you notice how he's carrying this without any trouble. He's walking right along. He's moving right through. He's going where he needs to go. And so I feel like, um, you guys have gone through what you've gone through. You've dealt with it. You've gone through it, and now it's time to take what you've gotten from that and move forward and carry that forward, and don't let it burden you down to where you're on your knees and you can't walk any further and you're paralyzed or you're stuck. But then go to a more celebratory, type of energy with the Three of Cups. Look at this. These guys are celebrating with their community. They're, dancing, they're doing other stuff. The Three of Cups shows a wonderful emotional, getting that back again. And I think that's, you guys have that. We have the King of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Empress card. The High Priestess and the Empress, it's funny how all the spreads today have shown a great intuitive type of energy, or that you guys are very intuitive. So, like, just about everybody watching this reading today must have that going on, because it's just been showing up in every reading. But you guys have a lot of intuition, but you also have a lot of connection to spirit. You guys also have creative ideas. You guys also have all this is kind of tied in together. Okay, you guys have all these things rolled into one. But what I see here with these cards more than anything, the High Priestess and the Empress have a wonderful energy, a wonderful familiar energy around them, especially the Empress card. And then we have, the Three of Cups. So I almost see that you guys need to move more towards that higher energy that these guys are bringing in. Like the King of Wands, it's kind of interesting. It's interesting you guys had water, okay, as your element, because water is a very emotional element, and so I do feel like this is dealing with your emotions and emotional happiness and relationships and other things like that. I do feel like that is very much involved with what this reading has been all about. But it's interesting because the Wands card also deals a lot with our fiery nature, and deals with our passions and our creativity and all of those things. And so I kind of think that this has a lot to do with your relationships and your passions and what you would like to have. And so I think the biggest direction you guys need to go forward here is to let go of that energy of, relationships suck and things go bad and it's just not going to work out, and move more towards what's being offered to you and what's available to you. Several of you might even have love in the offering right now. You may actually have somebody out there who is offering their love to you, who is wanting to give that to you, and you're resisting it, or you're not noticing it. Maybe it's a coworker or somebody that you've met a while back, and they're kind of wanting things to go forward, but they're not letting you know this because they sense from you that resistance, and so they're not really outwardly letting it know. But it's subtly being offered, and you're not seeing it. I think that that's the case for a lot of you. So I think maybe you need to kind of look at your life here a little bit and see if that is being offered, or if there's a possibility that that's there somewhere. And if you're not seeing that, maybe it's not being offered yet because you haven't opened yourself up to it yet. And you have to kind of open yourself up to things for the universe to help bring it to you. And that's true for anything that you want, whether it's relationships or love or money or anything that you really want. You have to open yourself up to receive it. Otherwise, you can't get it. If you close yourself off, if you're, of the opinion that it'll never happen or things are really bad, you're really scared. The shadow side shows that hesitancy and that fear in the card in of itself, that you guys are afraid of opening yourself up for this. And if you get past that fear, if you work towards just opening yourself up to it, then it will become available to you, and then it'll be there. You'll have your Ace of Cups. It'll be there for you. So just know that. Just know that opening yourself up is the most important thing right now. Don't close yourself off to the possibilities. Don't close yourself off to what might be offered in the future or what is already being offered at the moment. Okay, so don't close yourself off to that. That's the important thing. That's because I think you guys are closing down your emotions. And I think that's why you pick the water. That's why the cards that are showing up, the emotional cards, are showing up. It's interesting how that works out with the cards that show up with a particular element that y'all are picking. I find that interesting. Okay, we are going to pick out some charms here, and we're also going to do our oracle sphere. So be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you'd like an answer to, and then we'll get to that here in just a minute when we do our charms. Okay, so we're going to do our charms first, and then we'll get our oracle spheres. I'm going to give these a really good mix up here. Alright, what we have going here. Okay, we have lots of letters. Oh my word, okay. Lots and lots of letters. You all can make all kinds of words. You guys can write a novel with these. Okay, let me get them all out here, and we will tell you what letters are being offered here, so that if you all have some words that come to mind, or if there's any that pop out at me, I will let you know. So let's move these forward here. Alright, we've got a J, a T, a W, a G, an L, an H, a D, a B, E, M, and P. Okay, so like I said, there's lots you guys can do with that. But it's interesting how there's only one vowel, which is a E. I see words like lead, bed, interesting, pew as in P-E-W, so don't know what those might mean to you guys specifically. There might be some initials there that might mean something to you. If you can form a word, hey, if you guys can think of some words, put them down in the description. You might help other people come up, with some things that might mean something to them. Okay, we also have some cards here. These need to go there. All right. So let's see what our cards say. Here we have a 4 of hearts. We have the 2 of diamonds. Oh yeah, see, that's really cool. And we have the Queen of diamonds. Yeah, Queen of diamonds. Okay, so how very cool. We have the 2 of diamonds, which is a 2 of pentacles. Twos are very much coming together and bringing together, so that's awesome, because I kind of see that. And the 4 of hearts is the wonderful cups energy. It's this 4 of cups though, so it's still that you guys blocking yourself from getting that. But 4s are a wonderful, stable, happier energy too, so there's the flip side of that. And then we also have the Queen of Diamonds, and queens are just great. And diamonds are cool because, once again, I see generous, caring type of things going on. So I see you guys as being generous and caring type people. And that's important. And I think that's why you've been closing yourself off, because you have been hurt in the past. And so I think that's kind of why you've been closing yourself off. Okay, so we have grace, love, a family's love is forever, and a helping hand. Wow, awesome. Okay, so once again, I do feel like this is related to love for a lot of you guys. And a family's love is forever, and a helping hand. I just want you guys to, we have the 3 of cups here, and I see that as a community and celebratory thing. So, be open to the love with your family as well. This may not be just a partnership kind of thing with just a lover or one person. This may be that your family and you have maybe had kind of a break or a problem or given you some issues, and you guys aren't real together. But um, love is important, and if you love your family with anything at all and you want to make that work, I do think that talking to them and working with them would be a good idea, and do so. And so that's just a message for some of you guys that maybe have had some problems with your family lately. We do have the feather and grace, and these are spirit guide messages. These are, that spirit is communicating with you and working with you. And we were mentioning it earlier with the High Priestess and the Empress card, that you guys have some of that. So just know that they've been communicating with you and that you have that, because we also have the Star Kitty too, and that shows the intuition, and also the mermaid fins there a little bit. I see those as transforming energies and wishful energies and getting wishes and dreams and that kind of thing. So just know that that's available. And helping hand is important too, to know that your family could help you through this, okay, or your community. We do have the diamond and the owl. The diamond, once again, I kind of see that with the ring. I do see that maybe a good stable relationship is in the offering for you. Maybe somebody is offering a marriage or another type. Diamonds are forever kind of thing. And love and family's love is forever as well. And whatever family you've chose to make, it doesn't matter whether it's your partner, your family you were born into, or your friends that you've chosen to be your family. It doesn't matter. That love is forever, and diamonds are forever too. So just kind of know. That's why diamonds are so often in engagement rings or in wedding rings, is because it kind of symbolizes that forever type of symbolism, and how hard and how tough they are. So just know that love is eternal. Love lasts forever. You can love somebody and then have issues and not be with them anymore, but you can still love them, and love still exists. And so that even if you've had problems in a relationship, you can still love again, okay? Because love is eternal. Love exists everywhere, and it's not going to just go away just because you've had bad experiences. Then we also have the wheat penny, which just kind of shows riches and treasure, and the value of things, is the way I see that. Okay, so then now we have our oracle spheres. You have your yes no type of question, and we have our 4 stands here. We have 1 bronze, 2 gray, 3 purple, and 4 green. And basically, when you ask your question, if you just get a stand that you would like your answer to appear on, then we'll get our answers here, and we'll see what answers come up on each stand. All right, number 1 is a probable. That's the bronze. Number 2, gray, is another probable. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Number 3 is a probable. That's never happened before, to get 3 in one reading. That's interesting. And number 4. What is the answer for number 4? Green is a not likely. All right, so we have 3 probables and a not likely. All right, well, there's our answers for our oracle sphere questions. I hope this reading was useful to you guys. I hope you were able to take some messages and run with those. Please give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family on all the different social medias. Leave me comments in the comments section. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there is a link in the description that you can do so through PayPal. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of other videos out there. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on different topics. We have videos on how to read tarot cards. We also have videos on the flip through of the different decks, so you can see what the different decks look like. I appreciate you all greatly. I look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 4, those of you that chose Earth direction, and we'll see what messages we have for you today. We got the Bear, number 15 card. We got the Seven of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the King of Swords. Move that down here. The Nine of Wands. Lots of Wands energies in today. The Six of Cups. The Hermit. The Queen of Swords. The Lovers. The Hermit again. And the Five of Swords. Okay. Well, let me think here just a minute. Lots of the same energies today, I've noticed. A lot of the same types of things where y'all feel like you want to hibernate, and with the Bear, I think of hibernation. A lot of times it's not usually what the card means, but with the Hermit showing up twice, it just kind of made me think of that. The Bear usually means strength and power and those kinds of things, or longevity, those kinds of things. But I really kind of do get the energy of hibernation. This Five of Pentacles, it's out in the winter time. They're in a journey here. We have, I feel like, wow. Okay, I'm thinking you guys, similar to pile one, but maybe in a different way. I feel like you guys have been suffering some hardships and losses recently. And it could mean different types of losses, honestly. We have the Five of Swords, which actually shows a victory here, but then these guys have losses. And it also almost looks like they're losing some sort of friendships as well. And we have, the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of looks like an economic kind of loss, and also maybe kind of a battle kind of loss. We have, the Seven of Wands, which, shows, being prepared for battle or problems, which, could also show losses. So, and then we have this Hermit card, which, I almost always see as dealing almost with a death, maybe. And so I think there might be different losses for different ones of you guys, but I think that you guys have been dealing with some sort of losses, some sort of changes and differences in your life. The fives denote change, and then the cards that we were just talking about kind of show the loss involved or the battles that you've had to wage recently. And so I get this very much reclusive hermit energy, and this wanting to withdraw energy. And like I said, with this particular Bear card, for some reason, instead of getting the normal feeling of power and strength, although I do think that might be important in this reading, which we'll get to in just a minute, but I also get the hibernation feeling, where bears will often hibernate for the whole winter time and kind of just retreat from the world. And I feel like you guys have kind of been in that mode, or you want to be in that mode. And honestly, I think that might be okay for a little while. So if you guys have not hibernated yet and you would like to do so, I think that might be what you should do for a little while. But I also want you to listen to the rest of the reading of where you need to go past the hibernation, because if you already are in the hibernation mode or you're already doing it, there are messages to go past that. And I don't want you to stay in the hibernation mode for ever, or very long, or years, or anything like that. If you have not done the hibernation mode yet, I think that might be useful, but I don't think it should be done on a really long term basis. We're talking a few days, few weeks maximum, okay? Not months, not years, not long term, okay? And not for very long, but it could be useful to you to do the hibernation thing. Now, if you've been in the hibernation mode for several weeks, several months, whatever, if you've kind of have retreated like that, if you have gone through and done that, then now is the time to move forward past that. Okay, so that's kind of the two different things we have going on depending on where you're at in this journey. Okay, we do have the Seven of Wands, which is, kind of the fighting. We have the Nine of Wands, which is the defensive. We have the Five of Swords, which is fighting. It seems like you guys have had to battle and kind of go through some battles. We even have the King of Swords, which is, and the Queen of Swords. And so these are kind of the King and Queen of battles in a lot of ways. But it's nice to have the King and Queen here as well, though, because that kind of shows that you now passed the battle. You've now have fought the battle. And because the Five of Swords kind of shows that as well, because, the battle is now over. They've won. They've got it. And so I kind of feel like you might have come through with some injuries from the battle. You might have had, some time, and that's where the Hermit energies come in. But now's the time, if you've done the Hermit thing, is to now move past that. Now go forward and get the more, Six of Cups are very childlike energies of going back to a more innocent time, a more, dealing with childhood type pursuits, things that don't matter as much. And I kind of get that energy with the Hermit thing here a little bit too. So mostly the energy right now is the whole retreating kind of thing. That I think that's very important for you guys right now, is to kind of retreat, lick your wounds, get past, heal. Okay, that's kind of the word I'm getting here, is healing. And the Lover card kind of represents that to me as well, as a healing energy. I know it doesn't traditionally represent that all the time, but I think of that because when I think of that love and that coming together energy of how you can heal, and I get that for you guys. By having the King and King, though, just know that these people, the King and Queens, are at the top of the pile. They're at the top of whatever you've had to deal with. Swords energy sometimes deals with a lot of battles, conflicts, inner demons, those kinds of energies, and you guys have been dealing with a lot of that. But I do see the King and Queen as kind of reaching the pinnacle of all that, kind of reaching past all that and getting past it. So I do think that you guys are on the journey of getting past that, either because you've been hibernating or you're getting ready to hibernate. But I do think that hibernation energy is very, very, very important, and I do think that it's something you guys need to work on, because you guys do need to heal from this. You guys need to heal from all of this battle, this energy, this fighting, this conflicts, these problems, these losses, whatever it is that you've been dealing with. You guys need to retreat from that and take stock, kind of back away a little bit. There's no shame in that. I think sometimes people are like, well, you're brooding, or it's a bad thing, or you're depressed, that's not good. Those feelings and those type of healing mechanisms that our body has are actually good things for us, as long as we don't get stuck in them. They are our body's natural way of dealing with loss, grief, strife, healing. I hear the word healing constantly here. That you guys need to heal from this stuff, okay? Whatever it happens to be, because it's different for each one of you. But you guys need to heal, and the best way to do that is to kind of hibernate, kind of reflect on things, kind of rest, rejuvenate, recuperate, And when you come back out of it, one of the things that the Hermit card represents, he has a lantern, he has a light of way, is basically because he has gone off and become a hermit for a while, because he's been able to do that, he comes forward with a lot of knowledge, a lot of perspective, because of being able to do that. And I feel like that's where you guys will be when you're able to move out of this mode, is you guys will have a lot of knowledge and power and greatness, and you'll be much stronger and tougher. And the bear, and that's where we get into the bear's traditional meaning of strength and power, and you guys will be able to get back into your strength and power. You'll be able to emerge stronger. Okay? There's a saying that what doesn't kill us strengthens us or makes us stronger. And honestly, that's true for a lot of things. Whatever battles or conflicts or other things that you've had to deal with will leave some wounds, but it will make you stronger in the long run. And that's what the bear represents there too. Okay, so that's kind of where we're going with this reading here. Now, we do have some charms, and I want to see if we have any other messages that might be useful to you guys, or something else that might call out to you or be important to you. We have our oracle spheres that we'll do here as well. So basically, you'll be thinking of a yes or no type of question, and then you can get your answer on that. So let's do our charms first. Let's give them a really good mix up here. Get them all good and stirred up. See what kind of messages we have. Okay. Well, we have some letters. Let's see what we've got here. We got a K, N, E, no, B, sorry, B, and an X. It's interesting with the KX, I'm almost thinking of knocking out something, like in a fight, like a knockout. And so with that, I just kind of see the strength, in a boxing metaphor, you can just knock stuff out and knock it out. So I kind of see that strength there a little bit. And we also have the warrior message there, which just goes to show you guys are going to be stronger. You're going to be tougher. It's, it's going to happen. I kind of see that going along here with Will, and we have the lantern here too. So once again, it's a hermit's lantern. It's, to show the hermit thing, but also the knowledge and the enlightenment that can be involved from that. We have the acorn, which once again is a very strong, tough. They turn into oak trees, which are very strong, powerful wood, and so once again with the bear and everything, and the warrior. This is turning you guys into very strong individuals, okay? And just know that. That's just really important for you guys to kind of know. We also have the Six of Diamonds, which is the Six of Pentacles again, which we had, the Six of Cups earlier, but the Six of Pentacles also deals with children as well. It deals with overflowing money, and you're giving it out to children. Most of the time, that's what's symbolized on the card. So I think it's kind of just talking about the youthful energy that you can get back from that. This is interesting. We have the moon, the butterfly, and the reindeer. And all of those symbolize to me kind of magical things, mysterious things. Butterflies are also a transformation. So I kind of see you guys as in a transformational period and emotional period as well. The moon shows emotions, but it's also mysterious and magical. And I do kind of see this transformation as being kind of a magical transformation for you guys. And we also have the octopus, which kind of shows hidden depths. down in the ocean, they have hidden depths, and so I see that you're going to be able to tap into hidden depths of your soul and of you, who you are, and maybe pull out that strength. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe you guys don't realize you have this strength. Maybe by this meditation you're going to get stronger and tougher, and you're going to find that hidden strength within you that you didn't know you had. Okay, you just didn't. You guys had no clue that you had this kind of strength. Um, it's interesting too because we have the hummingbird, and hummingbirds to me are they're fragile because they flutter around, and you got the idea if you barely touched them or did other things they'd fall apart. Um, but yet they are kind of strong, and they also kind of go along and they help fertilize and um, help pollinate flowers and do other things like that. So they kind of bring this wonderful fluttery life giving energy around wherever they go, and so they're fragile but they're strong at both ways, if that makes any sense to you guys at all. And I see that's kind of where you guys are too. You feel very fragile right now. You feel almost like you might break, like you're just kind of that in that fragile energy, but you're also very strong, and know that. Okay, I think that's important for you guys to know that you are the warrior. We have kind of these different symbols here. The butterflies are also kind of that fragile creature fluttering, kind of free kind of thing, but we also have the acorns, which is the strong oak tree kind of thing. So you have that energy going on there. You guys are strong and you are tough. Um, we have the paw print here, and this to me looks kind of like a bear paw print for this particular reading, and so I just see that once again as your strength. The paw print you're pushing down, they're strong. It's just kind of symbolizing the bear again here a little bit. We do have our little love uh, birthday cake kind of thing going on here, or ice cream with the cherry on top. Uh, and to me, this just kind of shows, once again, it's the childhood kind of energy, but it's also the energy of having good things again. Because having a nice, wonderful. Okay. If you ever think about chick flick movies, which is what some people call romantic movies sometimes, if you have losses or problems or other things, sometimes these women will go off and sit on the couch with a tub of ice cream. Okay? And that makes them feel better. And that kind of reminds me of the hermit energy again of, wrapping a shawl around you, getting your cup of tea or getting your jug of ice cream and kind of just being, kind of just, hibernating from the world. And so that kind of energy brought it up to me with this particular reading for some reason. And we also have the globe. And this just shows to me that you have the world at your fingertips, because when you think of globes, you kind of move them along and you can see the whole world. It kind of spins around. So you have the whole globe at your fingertips, the whole world, but also I see for this particular reading as well as I think a lot of the world is feeling this with you right now. And that might be a very much because of the time period that this reading is taking place. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across it, the messages should appear. But this is at the end of 2020, towards the end of 2020, and the whole world has had to go through a lot. We've been beaten up quite a bit in 2020, at pretty much everywhere around the world. It's been very, very difficult for us here in the United States as well, but it's been a whole global thing, mostly because of the pandemic, but also because of just other unrest and just a lot of things. 2020 has just been kind of one of those years, And so whenever you want to cross this, just, know that that's probably the world might be feeling this with you. I might be feeling some of the same things that you're feeling. Okay, let's go on here to our oracle spheres. Basically, you'd be thinking of your yes, no question. We have 4 different stands. We have green, purple, bronze, and gray. So that's our 4 different stands. So whichever one you'd like your answer to appear on, that's where it should go. And we have, whoops. Okay, number 1 green is yes. Number 2 purple is maybe. Number 3 bronze is very likely. And number 4 gray is not sure. And whenever not sure pops up, it usually just means that there might be some circumstances or some other things that need to play out first before the answer can be known, or that the question was not very clear and it might be better to ask it a little more clear or more clear way to get the right answer. Okay, so there is what we have for Pile 4 today. I hope these messages were useful to you. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please share with your friends and family on all the different social medias. Leave me comments in the comment section. All of those things are very, very, very useful to us, and I greatly appreciate them. If you'd like to donate to the channel for any reason, there is a link in the description to PayPal that you can do that with. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of different tarot pick-a-paw readings. Most of them are timeless. We also have how to read tarot cards videos. We also have videos on the different flip-throughs of the different card decks, so you can see what they look like, see what all the cards of the different decks look like. So those might be useful to you to check out as well. We look forward to seeing you in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.